The blizzard hit Chicago like a fist. Sideways snow wind that cut through my jacket like a razor. My delivery truck, a rust bucket I called the Beast, was my only shield against the storm. This was it, my last run on Christmas Eve. One more package, then I could go home to my empty apartment. A frozen pizza, and the crushing weight of another holiday alone. My daughter, Lily, was with her mom 3 states away. The blizzard had killed my chances of seeing her. The job was all I had left, and I was about to lose that too. Then, primera, sa, W Italiano, tucked behind a stack of regular brown boxers, was a package that didn't belong. It was wrapped in shimmering, deep blue paper, tied with a silver ribbon that seemed to glow in the dim cargo light. It was cold to the touch, vibrating with a low, steady hum, like a purring cat. There was no shipping label, no barcode, just a small, elegant tag with calligraphy that read, "The North Pole Urgent." I laughed, a cruel, tired laugh. Some prankster at the depot, probably. I was about to toss it aside when headlights flooded my rearview mirrors. A black, unmarked van, the kind you see in spy movies, screeched to a halt behind me, boxing me in. 2 figures in dark tactical gear jumped out, their faces hidden by They weren't cops. They moved too fast, too aggressively. My heart hammered against my ribs. This wasn't a prank. They wanted the package. Instinct took over. I slammed the truck into drive, cranked the wheel, and floored it. The beast roared, tires spinning on the ice before catching pavement. I clipped the corner of the van, sending sparks flying, and shot down the deserted street. They were right behind me, their van fishtailing but keeping pace. What was in this box? Why were they willing to cause a 10-car pileup on Christmas Eve to get it? I weaved through the empty downtown streets, the van a shadow I couldn't shake. My phone buzzed. Blocked number. I ignored it. It buzzed again, insistent. I risked a glance, hitting speakerphone. A voice calm and deep filled the cab. "Leo, my name is Nicholas. You have something that belongs to me, and you are in a great deal of trouble." "Who is this?" I yelled over the engine's scream. "Tell your goons to back off." "They're not my goons," the voice said, a hint of wariness in his tone. "They, competitors. They want what you're holding. It's called the Chronos Key. And if they get it, this Christmas will be the last one anyone ever celebrates." I took a corner too fast, the truck sliding sideways. I corrected, my knuckles white on the wheel. "The what key?" "This is insane." "Listen to me," Nicholas said, his voice cutting through my panic. "The key controls the temporal stream for my delivery route. It allows me to be everywhere at once. Without it, time will collapse on itself tonight. The storm you're in. That's just the beginning. It will spread freeze. Everything. Time itself will stop. Permanently." The van behind me surged forward, ramming my bumper. The truck bucked. "Where are you?" "Help me!" I screamed. "I can't interfere directly. Not yet. You have to get the key to the rendezvous point, the rooftop of the old Militant Tower. I'll meet you there." "The Militant Tower? It's been abandoned for years. The elevator doesn't work. You'll have to find a way, Leo. The fate of Christmas and your daughter Lily depends on it." The mention of Lily sent a jolt of ice through my veins. "How do you know my daughter's name?" "I know every child's name, Said softly. I know she wants a telescope to see the stars, and that she misses her dad more than anything. Get me the key, Leo, and I promise you, you will see her." That was it. The hope, however insane, was a spark in the darkness. I had a new mission. Forget the job. Forget the pizza. I had to get to Militant Tower. I wrenched the wheel, turning into a narrow alleyway, a dead end. I was trapped. The van blocked the entrance. The 2 figures got out, advancing slowly. One of them held a device that crackled with blue energy. I grabbed the humming package. No way out. Except up. I kicked open the passenger door, scrambled onto the hood of the truck, and eyed the fire escape on the adjacent building. It was a 10-foot leap across a dark, snowy chasm. I took a deep breath, clutched the package to my chest, and jumped. My boots hit the rusty metal with a clang. It groaned under my weight, but held. I didn't look back. I just climbed. The wind howled, trying to rip me from the ladder. Below, the men were trying to follow. I climbed faster, my lungs burning, the package buzzing against my heart. Reaching the roof, I ran. The Militant Tower loomed ahead, a dark monolith against the stormy sky. I leaped from one rooftop to another, the city a dizzying blur below. The wind was a physical force, pushing me, testing me. I made it to the tower's base and found a service door, the lock long since rusted away. Inside, it was dark and freezing. The air was thick with the smell of decay and damp concrete. 20 floors to the roof, 20 floors of stairs. I started running, taking them 2 at a time. My legs screamed in protest. The hum of the package grew louder, warmer, as if encouraging me. It pulsed in time with my heartbeat. I burst onto the rooftop into the full fury of the blizzard. The snow was a white wall. I could barely see 10 feet. "Nicholas," I yelled into the wind. "I'm here. I have the key." Silence. Then a shadow detached itself from the storm. It was one of the men in tactical gear. He stood before me, the energy device in his hand, whining. "Hippie to my driver," he growled, his voice distorted by the mask. "It's over." "Who are you?" I gasped, backing away. "We are the ones who believe time is a resource to be controlled, not a gift to be given away freely by some sentimental old fool," he said, raising the device. Now, the key. Suddenly, a new sound cut through the howl of the wind. A faint, distant jing. It grew louder, closer. A brilliant light broke through the clouds above, bathing the rooftop in a warm, golden glow. The man in black staggered back, shielding his eyes. Descending from the light was not a helicopter, but a sleigh. A sleek, crimson sleigh pulled by 8 of the most magnificent reindeer I had ever seen. It landed silently on the rooftop. A figure stepped out. He was tall and broad-shouldered, with a wild white beard and eyes that twinkled with ancient power. He wore a deep red coat, but it wasn't a costume. It looked like a uniform. "You are trespassing on my landing zone," he said, his voice the same one from the phone. Come/deep, and now full of authority. Nicholas the man in black recovered, aiming his device. "Your reign is over, old man." Nicholas simply raised a hand. A wave of force, invisible but immense, slammed into the man, sending him flying off the edge of the roof into a conveniently located snowdrift 20 floors below. Nicholas turned to me, a kind smile creasing the corners of his eyes. "Leo, you did well. Very well indeed." I stared, breathless, from him to the sleigh, to the reindeer, who were casually munching on what looked like glowing oats. You're him. On other nights, I'm just Nicholas," he said, taking the package from my trembling hands. "But tonight, you can call me Santa Claus." He unwrapped the package. Inside was a device that looked like a cross between a compass and an intricate clock. He clicked it into a console on his sleigh's dashboard. Instantly, the hum ceased. The wind died down. The heavy snow softened to gentle flakes. He looked at the sky, just in time. "Still have a few billion stops to make." He turned back to me. "I owe you, Leo. I made you a promise." He pointed toward the street below. I looked over the edge. My beat-up delivery truck was gone. In its place was a brand-new, cherry-red pickup. "That's... for me, a reliable vehicle is important," Santa said with a wink. "There's also a new job offer in the glove compartment. Head of my North American logistics division. Better pay, and it comes with a much, much better travel package." He gestured to the passenger seat of his sleigh. "Speaking of which, your first trip is on me. There's a little girl in Indiana who's been waiting up for her dad." Tears streamed down my face, freezing on my cheeks. I could only nod. I climbed into the sleigh. The leather seat was impossibly comfortable. With a flick of the reins and a call of names I'd only read in storybooks, we lifted off the roof, soaring into the clearing night sky. Below us, Chicago glittered like a field of diamonds. The storm was gone. Christmas was saved, and I was going home. The blizzard hit Chicago like a fist. Sidewalks vanished, streetlights became hazy ghosts, and the wind howled like a banshee off Lake Michigan. This was my last run, Christmas Eve. One more package. Then I could go home to my empty apartment, a frozen pizza, and the sweet oblivion of cheap whiskey. My delivery van, a rattling beast I called the Rust Bucket, skidded on a patch of black ice. I swore, gripping the wheel. I was done. Done with this dead-end job, this city, this life. As I reached the last stop, my hand brushed against a box that wasn't on my manifest. It was small, wrapped in plain brown paper, with no address, no stamps, no barcodes. Just 3 words scrawled in elegant, old-fashioned script. For the pole, and underneath, in urgent red ink. Urgent. A low hum vibrated from within it. A soft, warm thrum against my numb fingers. I held it to my ear. It sounded like a tiny, captured melody. This was weird. I tossed it onto the passenger seat, planning to drop it at the depot's lost and found. That's when I saw them. 2 figures in long black coats, stepping out of the swirling snow. They weren't cops. Their faces were sharp, predatory, their eyes fixed on my van. "On the package!" My gut screamed. I slammed the van into drive, tires squealing as I peeled away from the curb. A black sedan, headlights off, pulled out from a side street, blocking my path. I swerved, jumping the curb, and sped down a narrow alley, the side mirrors scraping against brick with a shriek of metal. Looking in the rear view, the sedan was right on my tail, relentless. Who were these guys? And what was in this box? The humming grew stronger, the warmth spreading through my jacket. The city was a maze of whiteout conditions and dead ends. They cornered me in a loading dock behind an old meatpacking plant. Trapped, the 2 men got out of their car, moving with an unnatural grace through the deep snow. One of them smiled, a chilling, mirthless expression. "Just give us the package, Leo," he said, his voice cutting through the wind. "No one has to get hurt." How did he know my name? I clutched the box to my chest. It felt like it was pulsing in time with my heart. I had one choice. I threw the van into reverse, floored it, and rammed the chain-link fence behind me. It buckled, groaned, and then snapped. I was on a service road, heading for the industrial wasteland by the river. My only hope was to lose them. The chase was insane, weaving through abandoned warehouses, skidding across icy lots. They were always right behind me. Then, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered, putting it on speaker. "Leo." A deep, calm voice resonated through the cab, a voice that felt ancient and powerful. "Keep heading south. I'm routing a path for you." A map suddenly appeared on my cracked phone screen, a glowing green line weaving through streets I didn't even know existed. "Who is this?" I yelled over the engine's roar. "A friend," the voice replied. "The package you hold is vital. It contains the last spark of Christmas hope. Without it, the light goes out. For good. Hope. Light." What was this guy talking about? But the black sedan was gaining. I had no other choice. I followed the glowing line on my phone, taking impossible turns, driving down unplowed service roads. The route led me to a deserted airfield on the edge of the city. The sedan was right behind me, but as I burst onto the runway, its engine sputtered and died, coasting to a stop as if hitting an invisible wall. I kept going, right to the center of the airfield, where a single figure stood, waiting in the blizzard. He was a large man, built like a retired linebacker, with a thick, snow-white beard and eyes that twinkled with an impossible light. He wasn't wearing a suit, but a heavy-duty dark red winter jacket and work pants. He looked more like a lumberjack than a corporate CEO. "You've done well, Leo." His voice was the same one from the phone. He nodded toward the package. "I'll take that now." I hesitated, my hand tight on the humming box. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice shaking. "And who are they?" I motioned back toward the stalled sedan. He sighed, a plume of steam in the frigid air. "They're the despair. Creatures that feed on cynicism and doubt. They've been trying to snuff out the Christmas light for centuries." He stepped closer, and he said, a warm, booming laugh echoing across the empty field. "And the one who keeps it lit." He held out a gloved hand. In that moment, I knew. It was impossible, insane, but I knew. The beard, the laugh, the way the snow seemed to dance around him. I couldn't even say it. "Nicholas. But my friends call me Claus." He finished for me. He took the package gently from my hands. "This contains the first laugh of a newborn baby, the warmth of a forgiven grudge, the kindness of a stranger. It's the fuel for my journey." Without it, he didn't have to finish. I understood. The stakes weren't just about presents. It was about the very spirit of it all. He placed a heavy hand on my shoulder. "You've got a good heart, Leo. You just forgot how to use it. The world has a way of beating that out of a person." Suddenly, behind him, the air shimmered. A shape resolved itself out of the swirling snow. It wasn't a sleigh with 8 tiny reindeer. It was a sleek, formidable craft that looked like a stealth bomber crossed with a classic muscle car, its runners glowing with a soft, golden light. A cargo door hissed open. "You saved Christmas, Leo," Claus said, his eyes serious. "But more than that, you chose to believe in something again. That's the real gift." He gestured toward my beat-up van. "Your ride needs a little work." A beam of light shot from his sleigh and enveloped my van. The dents vanished, the rust dissolved, and the engine purred like new. "Go home, Leo," Claus said, climbing into his incredible sleigh. "Your family is waiting." My family. My parents lived across the country. I hadn't spoken to them in months after a stupid fight. My phone buzzed. It was my mom, I answered. "Leo, honey, we were so worried. We decided to fly in to surprise you. We're at your apartment. Are you coming home?" Tears welled in my eyes, freezing on my cheeks. "Yeah, Mom," I choked out. "I'm on my way home." As Claus's sleigh rose silently into the blizzard, I knew this wasn't the end of a bad night. It was the beginning of everything else, and for the first time in a long time, I couldn't wait to see what came next. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to follow for more.